Tell me, do you feel under pressure? Do you always walk around with your Beretta? Protecting yours at any cost. Magazines ready to take another level. Yeah. Let your flag fly in any weather. Straight gang banging nigga on whatever. Hey. Then tell me, will you practice what you preach, chief? Please point these guns at these oppressors. Time to stretch and work it out now. Work it out, work it out. Hey. Work it out, work it out.
And you are now tuned into another episode of Intellectually Petty Radio. And tonight we have another legend in the building, Mr. Jay Williams himself, the founder of Black Gun Owners Magazine. And I had to look down because I keep wanting to say Black Owners of Guns. My apologies to the king himself. Welcome to the program. Hold on, let me see if I got we got sound effects now. And I forgot to tell y'all, we are brought to you by M3S3 Clothing. Men make moves and suckers stand still on nervedjsradio.com. All right, now that we got that shit out the way, how you doing, King?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right, man. How's your family?
Doing well, doing well. I have no complaints this way.
That's what's up, man. How's life? You okay? Everything okay?
Everything is good. I have no complaints at all.
All right, let's talk guns.
Definitely.
Your first, why do you care?
Just for safety purposes, being able to defend myself should something happen, just being able to defend myself, my family, and others.
Was there like something that happened to you? Was there an experience where you said, you know what, I'm done, I need to go get a gun? Or have you grown up around guns?
No, not really. Like, my grandparents had guns, but like they never took us out to shoot or anything like that. Mm-hmm. The first thing that made me want to get a gun outside of like just seeing the way the world was going was way back. I was on the interstate and we're exiting the road and going on to the interstate, and I guess the gentleman felt like we had cut him off, so he pulls up beside the car and he's rolls his window down. He's screaming. So at the time I'm ignorant. I'm not thinking. I roll my window down too, and he's yelling, "Oh, I don't like you, and you cut me off, and I want to send you all back to Africa."
Oh,
right. So that part got to me, and he peels off, and I follow him. Ignorant, no firearm, nothing to defend myself, and I follow this dude for I don't know, maybe a quarter of a mile. He got stopped at a red light, so I pull up next to him. I still got my window rolled down. He has his window rolled up. He has dark tinted windows, and he doesn't roll his window down. Mm-hmm. So it's at that moment that it hit me. If I get out this car, there's a gas station here. There's a plaza to the right. If I get out this car and I go and I try to open this window or get in his car or whatever, one, any footage is going to show me as the aggressor.
Yep.
And two, he's probably going to shoot me.
Yeah.
And that's when it clicked to me. You're not moving smart. I had a lady in the car with me at the time. She was driving. So I'm on the passenger side, just moving in ignorance. Mm-hmm. And at that moment, it clicked to me like, you might want to get something better to defend yourself. This is just, an angry person, but it could be a whole lot worse the next time. It could be else worse the next time. So I went out, bought a firearm, put it in my glove compartment, didn't think about it again. That was maybe a year. And then, things start, I want to say it was maybe Trayvon Martin. And that, as things start to escalate and all that, at that point, I became serious about it, serious about being able to defend myself, my family. Got the firearm, start training with it, start going to the range, start actually taking it serious. I had the same ammo in there as when I bought it the first time, switching the ammo out, actually learning about firearms. And so it was maybe 2 years after that. And I just started to want to learn about rifles, learn about shotguns. And I went to YouTube to find information, and I found maybe Locks and Load firearm reviews, and I think 32 Icon. Those were only Black people that I saw that were doing like firearms information.
And how long ago was this?
Maybe two and a half years, 2 years and some months.
All right.
And so after this, I mean, there's a whole lot of people now, but So after that, I went to Instagram and I would find things, but I couldn't. After I click off, I'd lose them, and I wasn't able to keep up with the information. So I just created the page really as a way for me to catalog things. I share it, and then all I have to do is go up and down my timeline to find the information. And so more people started tapping in, more people started, this information is helpful, and people started like meeting each other, and it kind of clicked that you might be onto something that people need.
Yeah.
2 years later, here we are.
Yo, man, like, and if you go down your page, like, are you charging these people? Because it seems like you promote, if you Black and you got a gun and you doing anything from training to selling to whatever, you'll put them on your page.
So yeah, no charge at all. At some point I will, monetize it, because I feel like by me doing it for free, other people who do the same thing aren't able to monetize it themselves, and make I'm kind of hurting them. But on the hand side, I don't want people to not be able to get their information out and their story out. So I'm torn between the two, but eventually I will monetize it. But yeah, I was looking at like I've boosted a few posts myself, and just to see what it costs. It's the page has definitely generated a few $100,000 in free revenue for the Black gun community, but it's information that needs to go out. So I'm comfortable with myself, with my earnings, so I'm not really pressed for the money on it.
Have you always been like community oriented, or was this like the precipice, or the jump off, so to speak?
I always was, but not. I always was, but I didn't know the best way to be. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to be. I came up in a religious background, so of course, my father was a pastor. My mother was heavy in the church, choir director, all of that. So I thought that was the way originally. And as you grow in wisdom, as you learn more and more things, you realize there's other ways for people to help themselves, and for you to help people. So I definitely was never anything with firearms or anything like that, but it gets to a point that you're ready for liberation. And there's
What you carrying?
Glock 19.
Ooh, you fancy.
It's basic Glock 19. I have a Canic too, and that's really about it for handguns. I'm not a huge gun collector guy. I just want quality and practical.
You know what? Some years ago, I worked with a white guy, and I didn't really know like he was like a Trump type of white guy, like until actually Trayvon Martin. And the other part of him came out. But before that, I went out to this man's house. And he had always talked about guns. I mean, he was an avid gun collector. This dude had a whole room in his basement with nothing but guns and bullets. And at that moment, I realized, and he was like, this ain't just me. My whole neighborhood got this.
Mm-hmm.
And he lived in a neighborhood that was a Trump neighborhood. I'm certain of it.
Yeah.
And they were prepared. This was over 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They've been preparing for a long time. Have you noticed the uptick recently for our preparedness?
Definitely. Yeah, we've come a long way, even in just the last 2 years. Like the questions people ask are different.
Like what they're asking, what's different?
So at first we would get a lot of basic gun questions, but I feel like a lot of our people, they have the basics down. They're going more into advanced shooting, long distance shooting, competition shooting. I think we're really coming a long way. And we have really, really good instructors out there now. We have the National Black Self-Defense Directory. If you go to www.mysisterskeepersdefense.com, there's her page, Marshall Davis, or Tig. She is a brilliant sister in our community. If you're not following My Sister's Keeper Defense on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, like definitely, sister is brilliant. She's created so much in our community. Iron sharpens iron, where instructors train instructors and make each other better. The National Range Day, Black 2A holiday. It'd be, I want to say this year was the third year. On Juneteenth, where just Black people get together, go to the range, train. Brilliant sister. She's really done a lot for our community. But she put together the Black Self-Defense Directory, and there's over 300, closing in on 400 firearms instructors across the country. You can narrow it down by women. If you want a woman only instructor, you can have that. If you want instructors in your area, there's, like I said, over 300, nearly 400 instructors. Wow. Gun club.
Say that again slowly for the people in the back that didn't hear that.
National Black Self-Defense Directory, www.mysisterskeeperdefense.com. And link on my bio.
What'd you just say? I interrupted. What'd you say?
I said, and you can also find the link in my bio. If you go to Instagram or pretty much anywhere, the link will be there to that directory.
And what's your Instagram?
It's Black on Guns at Black.
All right. I got a chance to interview Jay the Shooter.
Yes, sir. Good brother.
First brother I've ever come across that not only was he an avid gun collector, and firearms expert, and the whole shebang, but he also makes shit.
Yes, sir. Good stuff too.
Yeah. Well, so I've heard. But I didn't know that there was brothers out there that were actually creating shit to facilitate gun usage.
Oh yeah. Jay, he has a lot of products and services. Like, if you really want to get something done, you say you got the money or whatever, but you don't know exactly how to go, team up with him. He can make stuff happen, man. He's got so much stuff going on. He recently did a pew party where you could go and you pay a fee, you get to shoot automatic weapons and all legally owned automatic weapons, all the stuff that people like.
Did you see the footage?
Yeah, man.
Oh my fucking God, bro. That shit was like fucking Rambo in black skin everywhere. Fucking, oh my God. I was at home like, wow, they make those?
Yeah. Yeah, man. He's got some unique stuff, unique firearms. He's pretty creative.
What's your dream gun?
I really don't have one. Like, I'm not a huge firearms collector guy. I just like to have something practical, something that'll work. Something I can defend my family with. I'm not a huge collector. I love all the stuff that he has, and I do take that back though. I would that 50.
The 50 cal.
Yeah, I like that one.
Oh my God! Like there's a young lady. You posted a video. I can't remember her name, but she was shooting. Looks like I don't know what the fuck that was. It was like a big ass sniper rifle.
Okay.
Oh my God! Like, first off, I don't think I can handle no shit like that. But then I see a little kid, 4 years old, shooting what looked to be like an AR or something. I don't know. I'm no expert on guns, but I do like to provide the service because I know how important it is to our people. So I try to make sure that I provide an avenue for people to learn, for people to go to, for people to reference. And that's why I want to make sure that, like, the websites or whatnot, kind of like a live presentation of what you do on Instagram.
Definitely.
I can't do it every show, but I definitely try to do it once a month, once every other month. So if you know anybody else, tap me in. What I have noticed is I got a lot of people with guns all of a sudden following me. Shout out to y'all. Don't get mad at me. So how long have you been doing the magazine? Or is it a magazine, or is it just the name of your Instagram?
So just the name of the Instagram right now. I eventually will do a magazine, but we actually have a Black Firearms magazine out now, so I'm not really pressed to it was before. Caliber Mag. It's CALIBR. Caliber Mag. It's through the National African American Gun Association. They just put out the second issue quarterly. Black Rambo on the cover. You can go and check that out. Really, really good stuff. Definitely check that out. They have an Instagram as well. It's in the beginning stages, but a year from now, 2 years from now, it's gonna be huge.
Yo, I saw that today too. And Black Rambo is a fucking superstar.
Yeah, man.
Like dude is like, what show was that? Is that the alligator hunting show?
Yeah. Swamp People or something like that.
Yeah, I look up and I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, man.
It's dope, but at the same time, I just it was out of left field.
Yeah.
You know, what I am noticing is it's not just the brothers from down south carrying guns.
No,
Or former Marine, it's a lot of sisters are getting guns.
a whole lot. Yeah,
I'm sorry, but I'm trying to convince my daughters to get guns. Any ideas on how I can do that?
Actually, yes. I had the same thing with my wife. She just I guess the way I was teaching her just wasn't clicking. So just honestly, just move out of the way, point them in the direction. And I wrote it down because I want to make sure if you go to Instagram, it's at Nina Del Flores, at Sisters Keeper Defense, at Chicks with Triggers, at Tactical Tangerine, Tactical Social Worker, and there's actually even a sorority, Alpha Theta Pu. And it's just places they can go. These are brilliant queens. They know their stuff inside and out, forward and backward. Just point them in that direction and move out the way.
What does Pu mean?
She goes and shoots now. She goes and she buys her own holsters now.
Oh, wow.
She does her own information, her own research now. So yeah, these queens, like they make it simple. It's non-intimidating. It's good information. They have years and years of firearm experience between them. Can't go wrong.
What does Pu mean?
Like pew, the sound the gun makes.
I thought it was some deep shit. That's actually pretty dope. Do you plan on putting on any events like that in the future?
At some point, yes. Or at least co-hosting. I know when they do the next National Range Day, I'm here in Greenville, South Carolina, and we have a lot of good instructors in this area. So I'll team up with them and we'll figure something out, get a range and host people. I'm here. Chicks with Trigger is one of the ladies that I mentioned. Brilliant sister. She trains all across the state. She's setting up a range on the other side of the state, and that should be done later on this year, I believe. So we may end up hosting something there. Just all depends. But yeah, I would love to.
Do you have any black-owned gun ranges in South Carolina?
I believe there's one in Rock Hill that I know of. That's the closest one. I think there's one in Columbia, but I haven't been down there to see it. But I don't know of any other ones other than private land, stuff like that.
Any pushback since you started the page?
Very little pushback. I think people understand that the Second Amendment could be going away if everybody's not involved. So no pushback really. Yeah, say we don't need guns and stuff like that, but I don't really consider that pushback. That's just opinions.
Okay, but let me ask. So are certain guns too much for the average person? Do we all need to have AKs?
No, not at all. Yeah, no. I mean, whatever you're comfortable with, defending your family with. If you feel like you can get the job done with just a handgun, you're comfortable with that. It's really up to you. You don't want to pressure people. Oh, you need to have an AR-15. You don't need to have an AR-15 if you don't want one, but you have the right to have it. So
I guess that's probably a better way to ask it. Should we have the right to have an AK or an AR-15?
Definitely.
Why?
Honestly, it's the best tool. It's the modern warrior's tool. 1,000 years ago, it may have been a sword or a spear or a bow and arrow or something like that. The modern warrior's tool. The people that we want to have these are responsible with them. There are millions of responsible gun owners. They're not the problem. They're not what's causing all of these issues. It's irresponsible gun owners. So the same thing with irresponsible drivers or irresponsible drinkers or irresponsible people who abuse their prescription drugs. It's the same thing. The people who do it right are not the problem, but you can't punish everybody for what the few do.
Okay. So for those people out there that like, okay, well, I get what he's saying. Yes, we should have the right, blase splee, but certain things like you can't buy a tank. You can't buy an F-16, no matter how much money you got. Is there any limit? Or are we is the procedure to buy guns flawed?
I don't think so. You have to go through every gun that I've purchased. I had background check. I had to present ID. There's if there's anything that's in your background, they'll hold it. They'll investigate it. So it's the guns are going to fall into criminals' hands as long as there's criminals around. But for the regular person going into your local gun store, going into an academy, going into wherever, you're not just going to go in. You're not going to buy an automatic rifle over the counter with no background check and walk out. If you're hearing that, that's wrong.
Now, you can't go to one of those gun shows and do that.
You can go to, not legally, no.
Really? I thought you could. Without a background check?
An automatic rifle? No, sir.
All right. I didn't see. You taught me some shit today. And I don't learn much at all. So salute to you. Grandmaster Jay, I know you're familiar with him, right?
Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts? And before you answer that, let me look. There's some people that aren't familiar with him. Grandmaster Jay had the largest black militia in the country. If memory serves me correctly, I've had the brother on the show several times. I'm a fan of what he accomplished. He started INFACT, Not Fucking Around Coalition. They had a couple of big marches, if you will. One was after Breonna Taylor was murdered. And at that point, several months thereafter, the federal government arrested him for pointing his firearm at a sniper. And subsequently, he was convicted of that. I just want to, for those people who are unaware. And you can donate to his fund. I forget the sister's name, but if you kind of scroll through my page, I've got a couple of posts regarding that because he still has, an appeal that he can take advantage of. So he's going to need some money for that. And like I say, I'm a supporter of what he did. I think that shit was phenomenal.
Absolutely.
What are your thoughts?
So first, you can also donate. I have that link in my bio as well to his GoFundMe. So definitely open the checkbook up because, I feel like what he did was needed at the time. It wasn't perfect, but nothing's going to be at the beginning stages. I feel like a lot of people were willing to throw away our black military because you can call it a gun club, you can call it militia, whatever it is. It's the only military force of any kind that's going to be specifically for us. The various gun clubs, the NFAC, they were the only ones that were specifically for us. We have black soldiers in the United States Army, but if something happens, they're not going to get special orders to come and defend black communities. That's not going to happen. You're going to be these gun clubs, the Fred Hampton Gun Club, Huey P. Newton Gun Club, Elmer Geronimo Pratt. These are the people that are going to be defending us. When they go out and they do their community outreach to feed the community, they're feeding our communities.
Yeah.
These people that are for us. As far as Grandmaster Jay, he made his mistakes and whatever it was, but as far as I saw, there wasn't anything that would turn me away from the organization. He put thousands of soldiers across the country out there, brought them together, brought groups together. But he's a flesh and blood man like anything else. So there's going to be mistakes. Like I say, there are people who are willing to throw away our black military for basically the equivalent of a training accident. Firearm goes off, hits the ground and sends shrapnel out and injures people. I was on his next live, or one of his next live, when he arrested. They made the correction as far as what weapons you could bring and not bring. It was addressed.
Yeah,
it was addressed. So, and then after that, the next one was nonsense. So there was one training accident. I feel like that could have been avoided by, if the NFAC was like, the United States Army, and they could say, hey, just come, we'll issue you a weapon, we'll issue you a uniform. Then you don't have people bringing inadequate weapons or inadequate gear. All of that's easily correctable.
Yeah.
It's been 2 years since then. You think the people that came out that first time have the same weapons, have the same gear? If you're in the firearms, think about how much your gear has improved in the last 2 years. Think about how much your firearms knowledge has improved in the last 2 years. I would sit and every time I post Grandmaster Jay, there's a group of individuals that they come and they hit my inbox. Oh, watch who you supporting. Do you know 10 years ago he did this and 15 years ago he did that?
Yes.
Like, well,
that's why he's in prison right now. I'm gonna tell you that right now, because he's a polarizing individual.
Very much so.
And as a people, we allowed the government to take him away because a lot of us just didn't like the nigga.
Yeah, straight up.
Like it's fucked up to put it that way, but to keep it a buck, like he was not a likable guy.
Yeah,
he was necessary. Most generals are not likable motherfuckers. Most they're necessary. What was that movie? Jack Nicholson was on the stand, and he's basically like, I'm gonna do the shit you don't want to do.
Absolutely,
Master J. And so people like to, it makes them sleep better to say he was a fucked up guy 20 years ago, or he said some shit I don't like, or whatever the case. But if you were Breonna Taylor's mama or Breonna Taylor's cousins, you felt great about what the fuck he did. And we got some results to an extent, which can be traced back to the fear of seeing a bunch of niggas with guns walking down the streets in a major city in America.
Absolutely.
Directly attributed to Grandmaster Jay. So, and again, like I've talked to the brother on numerous occasions and we've discussed it. And he don't give a fuck. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like if you liking him or not liking him did not keep him up at night.
It has nothing to do with anything.
It does not. And at first, it was like I can be an emotional creature. I'm not gonna run from that. And at first, it was a little difficult dialoguing with him. I understood the need though. Then when I realized, like he ain't that much different than me. I'm not the easiest motherfucker to get along with either.
Right.
Shit got a lot better, man. So go out, donate. The fight is not over. But when we start allowing people that we don't like to get arrested and convicted, they're going to come after the people we love.
Absolutely.
What was the brother's name? Malagoon. Brother in Texas. What was that law they came up with about terrorism or some shit like that? He was the first one arrested for it. I know we interviewed him and I can't remember what this shit was for, but it was basically the same thing. More of a likable guy, but he didn't have the presence that Grandmaster Jay does. Do you think we'll get another Grandmaster Jay while we're living?
Well, as far as his personality, maybe not. We have good leaders in our organizations now. We have solid, strong leaders. Just observing from a distance. For me, it's really about, can you do the job? I don't care about your personality. I don't care if I've seen you go on a maneuver. You put people, fathers, brothers, sisters, mothers, in harm's way and you get them all back home, that's all I care about. What you do after that is on you. We have great leaders now. Huey P. Newton Gun Club, the Fred Hampton Gun Club, the Elmer Geronimo Pratt Gun Club. They have good leaders.
Where is that? The Elmo Geronimo Pratt.
You said, where is it?
Yeah, where are they located?
That one it's on the West Coast. They're out west. I mean, they have chapters all over, but I want they're like headquarters out west, maybe like Texas or something like that.
Okay, and I know Texas has got a really active black gun owners. I don't want to say association, but a lot of niggas with guns in Texas.
Texas, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina's a lot, but yeah, Texas is huge. Houston, a lot of good instructors out that way. Same thing for Atlanta, same thing for Florida, the DMV.
Really?
Yeah. DMV has a lot of good. If you go to the directory, there's a lot of good instructors there. They had a really big range day as well. So yeah, if you are up north, you want to. And people hit my inbox all the time. Where can I find the firearms instructor, black firearms instructor? I want to learn from us. I ask them city and state, shoot that directory to them. So I have it posted every 100 or 400 or 500 followers or so. I'll repost it again on the page so everyone can see. But yeah, I'd love to get that common knowledge to where everybody just knows.
You don't get tired of this shit?
No, it's necessary.
Oh my God, you're a lot better than me, man. Because there's people that inbox me the dumbest shit. I'm not one of those people that's be like, "There's no such thing as a dumb question." Yes, the fuck there is. There's a lot of dumb questions. I've asked some myself.
Yeah.
And, oh my God, like what's the dumbest question somebody asks you? I'm just curious.
The dumbest question I get is, why is it Black Gun Owners Magazine and not just Gun Owners Magazine? I get that. I got that a lot when I started, when I went on TikTok, because I guess it's a different like demographic over there, and get it all the time. And the answer is because I'm not just a gun owner. I'm a black gun owner. So I have different needs than other people for owning my firearm. I have different experience with firearms. Like, we were targeted for having firearms. Firearms purposely kept away from us, going back hundreds of years. Like, you wouldn't have gun control if they weren't trying to keep guns away from us. You know?
Well, TikTok is more entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
Which Instagram was supposed to be. First off, Twitter was more of the rebel shit. Then that's over to Facebook, then it's spilling over to Instagram. And so TikTok now is more like, I just want to see you dance, nigga.
Right.
Yeah. I'm just keep it a buck.
There's some good educators over there, but TikTok is very anti-firearm. So you got to be careful what you post over there, because you'll get deleted if you post, too many.
Who do you watch when you want to learn something?
It all depends. I enjoyed lives from Gladiator 6. If it's YouTube, Locks and Load Firearm Reviews, 32 Icon. If it is firearm related, usually I can get it from there. Body Bio Tactical, he does good lives. Of course, anytime my sister Keeper Defense, Marshall, anytime she's on, I'll watch her. She's bright, very brilliant. Malcolm Choice from Choice Family Firearms, very, very calm demeanor, good with getting information out. There's a lot of other people. I just pick up things here or there. If it's like prepping or survivalist information, I wrote this down too because I wanted everybody. If you're on YouTube, shoot over to Lead Farmer 73. He's got a ton of people on there, so you may already be following him. But it's Farmer 73, and he's got hours and hours and hours. Probably a full 3-credit course at university worth of information on prepping, on preparing for blackouts, preparing for just all type of fruit trees. If you want gardening, basically, if some things go wild and you have to provide for yourself, the information is there for you.
I've never heard of this.
Lead Farmer 73, and he does a very good job of shouting out other places to follow. So if there's information that's not there, you can email him. He'll talk to you, or he'll point you in the right direction of somebody that already has it. Like in the last 2 years, we've come a long way as a people as far as the information being there. Now, as far as people taking it, that's neither here nor there. But as far as it being there, if you want to learn something and you want to learn it from a Black instructor, it's there.
We don't want to believe it. That this shit's actually gonna hit the fan at some point.
It's got to. It's inevitable.
It is absolutely inevitable. There is no great society, if you want to label this a great society, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It does not fall.
Yeah, it's got to. And this one was built on a rotten foundation, so it's got to.
And I myself, I am ignorant, to say the least. Like, the shit hits the fan, I'm dying. Like, I'm out of here in probably 6 weeks. I can't grow shit. I ain't never hunted in my life. I'm screwed. So if you live near me, I will be begging you for food. I'll dance and shit or something. I don't know. Yo, but if you can, like, you got to put me in contact with that dude. I would love to talk survivalist with him, because that's something that I've never. Most of us are born in the city.
Yeah.
And I went to the country in middle school and I hated this shit.
Yeah. I understand that.
I didn't go to the country with one of us, though.
That does make a difference.
That does make a difference. There's a it's a sister on Facebook, Adrienne, and she's got, I won't say a survivalist group in Detroit, but semi-survivalist. They do bow hunting, they grow shit. I didn't know there was such a big urban farming community in Detroit. There's a huge one. So we really need to get our shit together, bro. Like, shit, I don't know if you can do anything more. But the average person, what can the average person that's interested do to get other people interested to save our own asses?
I would say just do the work. It might seem strange, but if you live in an apartment and you throw a couple of plants on your balcony, just throw some tomato plants, grow as much as you can for yourself. Do as much as you can for yourself. Get your firearm, train with it, learn how to use it. It's just simple. Just do it. They'll ask you questions, answer their question. They're listening. They might reject it, but they're listening. They're listening. They're learning. They're gonna soak it up no matter what. If you live in a house with people that they're not interested in firearms, not interested in prepping or preparing or learning how to do medical or put tourniquets on, just play the information out loud. They'll hear it.
The tactical brother, that's the one that does that teaches the medical stuff, correct?
North Florida Tactical.
I think so.
Yeah, there's a couple of them. I think I wrote that down too. I didn't write that down, but yeah, North Florida Tactical is really good. If you go on Instagram, I think it's Dexter Jerome Pagans. Brilliant brother, man. Brilliant. Got years and years of experience. But he actually was one of the instructors teaching other instructors. So we have the information's there. We got good medical training. People just you gotta tap in. And the medical training, that's not for shit hitting the fan. That's for every day. That's for your kid playing in the yard, step on a bottle that someone threw in the yard. They got a gas. You got to fix that before you get them to the hospital.
Yes.
You should know how to do that. If you got children, you should know how to do that. You should know how to put a tourniquet on. It's not just, you may be minding your own business. I seen a video the other day. A lady was driving in traffic, got hit with a stray bullet. You don't have to be anywhere doing anything wrong. That helps. That helps you get in trouble if you're not where you're supposed to be, not doing what you're supposed to be doing. But you can just be minding your own business.
Yeah.
The video recently that everybody was outside, individual had a run-in with police officers. They end up firing shots.
That was crazy.
Got hit. You didn't do anything wrong. You were just outside, and yeah, six people got hit. 6 innocent bystanders got hit. If you one of the ones that got hit, you taking a bullet or caught shrapnel or ricochet or something like that, you've got your IFAK, you've got your little med kit or whatever, patch yourself up, get yourself to a hospital, and save your life or save the life of somebody around you. So that medical training you're going to use. I'm sure we all know somebody. As we get up in age, we know somebody that may have had a stroke, may have had a heart attack. Those things you may use, even if you never enter a violent situation, car accidents, things like that. You'll use that medical.
I've had a heart attack.
So, yeah, you had a heart attack. So yeah,
I have. I've been a nurse also for 3 decades.
Okay.
That's my saving grace if the shit hits the fan, is that I might actually be able to save somebody's ass.
You good then, yeah.
Yeah, I might, you know.
Welcome to in anybody's group. You got the medical training, yeah.
You know, I guess that yeah, you got a point there. You know that the other shit cool, but yeah, I think that we don't do a good enough job in teaching those things. And people don't see the necessity, like you said. Like it's a lot of people getting shot in the hood.
Yeah.
And simple things like you said, the tourniquets or applying pressure to an area could absolutely save somebody's life.
Absolutely. If you're going to get that lifestyle,
actually do some CPR.
Learn how to keep them alive.
Yes. And learn that you can put your phone down to do so.
Absolutely.
Because the whole 30 people filming you die.
Right. Outrageous.
Oh,
put the phone down and step in and help. Or if you're going to have the phone, use the phone to learn some information that can help you out. It's right there on YouTube. Right there.
If people, one more time for the people in the back, they want to get in touch with you, how they go about doing that?
You can, the easiest way is to go to Instagram at Black Owned Guns and just drop me a DM. I pretty much read them all. So if it explodes, I mean, it may take me a while, but I pretty much get them all within a day. That's probably the easiest way. You can message me on Facebook at Black Gun Owners Magazine on Facebook, on Twitter, same thing, and on Instagram, same thing at Black Gun Owners Magazine.
Your wife ain't tired of this shit?
Yeah, she is. she definitely is. She's good to me. She treats me well, and she understands. But yeah, she is. Take a break from it. So okay, I'll take. I'm done. I'm done for a few days. I went on vacation here recently, so I kind of stayed off on that. But yeah, she understands. But yeah, she does.
I could see where it could be a little all-consuming, because when you really believe in something, it's hard to turn the faucet off.
Definitely.
You know, so I could absolutely get. And this is actually your first interview, correct?
Correct, first one.
That's fucking dope. I feel honored. I'm not even gonna lie.
Appreciate you having me. You've had questions on, man. You've had some. I was watching the gentleman. You guys were talking about Irv Gotti and
oh yeah.
And you've had some good stuff on.
Yo, that was I've been lucky, bro. Like, I really have. Like I've. Don't ask me how. I just ask people.
Yeah.
And, you know, now it's a little bit easier because, you know, somebody knows somebody's been on the show.
Right.
I've been doing it for so long where I can say, hey, whatever lane you're in, I just say, well, I've interviewed so and so and so and so in that lane.
Right.
And that gives them a little comfortability. But man, that was a really good interview. And that's my guy too, man. Like Michael Payton is a really, really good dude. What people really don't know is that I interviewed him a week ago, Thursday, and my dumb ass neglected to record the interview.
Oh, no.
Yes. And he was like, let's just do it again.
Oh, right. Nice.
Yeah. Like that's what I tell my cousin one time, it's like positive equity, basically.
Okay.
You know, because I'd interviewed him before.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, I was not an asshole to him. I was pretty decent.
Right.
So, yeah, like but you're doing the same thing, and I see that. Like, I see so many people, not only do they reach out to you for assistance per se and trying to sell whatever product or service they got, but it's reciprocated. Like, I see the love that you get and the appreciation. Is that humbling?
Very much so. Very much so.
Like,
Go ahead.
what was the most humbling comment you got?
Honestly, just having like firearms instructors with years and years of experience telling me like what you do is valuable to the community. Like, cause sometimes, you get in a funk, you're like, I'm just posting stuff, it's likes and clicks and all of that, and I don't care about any of that. I don't care about followers other than just knowing that the information is reaching the people. But just having them say like, hey, this is valuable, this was valuable to my business, this helped me, so much. Because some of our brightest minds, they don't really do social media. They're new to social media, or they work a lot, so they're not really posting like that. So if I can take a post that may only have 100 views, repost it, and it get thousands of views, it's helping them out. I tell people, put your contact information, put your business name, location, all of that, put it in your caption, because if the right person gets it, it can go. There've been several. I know I've had a couple of posts that have done over 1 million. I've seen, over 1 million views. My sister's Keeper Defense, she's had Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok do over 1 million of her stuff. Just teaching a class or sharing a minute of information, that's really where it is. A minute or less of quality information is going to go everywhere, because people are hungry for the knowledge. It's just finding it from a quality source, and that's it.
Wow. Damn, Jesus Christ. So as far as like when you purchase something, like what's a product that you purchased that you were like, wow, this is fucking dope?
Something I've purchased that I thought was pretty dope. I really don't buy a lot of stuff. I bought
Or are they just giving you shit now?
Actually, no, I have actually got a few things. I got there's a company called Blicked Up. They sent me some of their gun magnets, like that you put on the wall or in the car or things like that. They some of those are really quality. I do get, like, people send me shirts and stuff like that. Choice Family Firearms sent me a nice kit. Redstone Firearms, actually out in California, the largest black gun stores, and they ship across the nation, but they're in Los Angeles, California, in that area. Brilliant brother and his wife. They've been doing it for a while, and they're locked in. So if you're out on the West Coast, that's who you go see. Educated, they know about the laws, they know about quality firearms. So if you're out in the LA area, you need a firearm, that's who you need to go see. They sent me a package of their patches and things like that. I love the patches, and once I get myself settled into my new place, I'm gonna put up like the patch wall and things like that. But I've gotten patches and things from people. I got a really good flashlight, and that's really about it. I haven't got a whole bunch of stuff. Most people, they'll offer something, and I'll just say, nah, it's okay. Unless it's something I'll need, then I'll take it.
No, this is what I'm gonna need you to do, bro. I'm gonna need you to make a post, and I'm gonna need you to say, hey, I need y'all to send me some shit. I got a new place. I want to put my room together, and I want to show the magnitude of blackness in my room.
I will do that.
You deserve that shit too.
I will do that.
And it's one-stop shopping. Everybody can get a little piece of advertising all at once.
Absolutely.
And you deserve to get free shit, bro. You've been giving out free shit for a long ass time.
I definitely have. I appreciate you.
Oh, come on, bro. Like we're similar in that, like, I don't need to know you to promote your shit or share your shit. Like, it takes me all of 12 seconds to share a fucking post. And the biggest thing about what I've been doing is that I get a resume like nobody else. Niggas won't share my shit.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Like, I'm not knocking on your door asking you for $20.
Right.
You know, so I'm a big fan of sharing our shit and supporting our shit.
Absolutely.
That's why I wanted to get you on the show, man, because you do it and you do it for nothing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people out there that eating off of your channel, bro. Your Instagram.
Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not knocking them.
Right. No, not at all. That's what it's there.
Send the man some shit. Any advice, words of wisdom that you want to leave the people with?
Yes, just take your training serious. Fortunately, there's not going to be an easy way out of this. You're going to want to have medical training. You're going to want to have firearms training. You're going to want to know what to do if power doesn't come back on in 3 days. I remember last year when Houston, the Texas had that freeze over, and it hasn't happened out there. So people didn't have winter clothes. They didn't have food stored up in their houses. And
they act like the world was ending because they got a little cold.
What's that?
They acted like the world was ending because it got a little cold.
Yeah, man, it was bad out there, and running out of food, running out of gas. So one thing about people is they're not gonna be prepared, and they're gonna panic. You don't want to be caught up in that panic. Keep your gas tanks full. Keep 2 or 3 days worth of food. I want more months, weeks, but if you're not there, you're not there. Don't stress about it. Do what you can do. If you got 3 days worth of food, you got 3 days where you can be at home while everybody else is out fighting the panic. You got food, you got water, you got the medicines you need. You got 3 days of safety at home before you have to go out and get more. If you got a week, you got 7 days, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, just that would be take your training serious and be prepared.
And I'm gonna add on to that. It is okay to discuss worst case scenarios with your families.
Absolutely.
Like my kids are grown. There's a certain place I'd like for them to go. We don't live in the same city. There's certain things that you need to know. That I like, just in case the shit hits the fan and we can't contact each other. We know there's this particular area that we should try to get to.
Absolutely.
So we can at least regroup, and especially when you got daughters.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, I got 3 daughters. Shout out to my babies. But I worry. And I can't be there 24/7 to protect them. I want to make sure that we have a system in place. So do what you can to protect your own. And always, always, always realize that there is a worst case scenario, whether or not you actually have to experience that. May or may not come true, but there are a lot of parents out there who did.
Yeah.
And didn't prepare for it.
Absolutely.
And they regret it. So on that note, bruh, it has been an honor to have you on the show. You are always welcome. You got anything you want to come back and talk about, anything you want to sell some shit, inbox me, tell me, tag me. I'll promote. I only got a couple hundred followers, bro. Nobody's gonna see your shit. However, I will share your shit. And sometimes I got to stop doing that. I put myself down like I don't have an impact. I do.
A super impact. Yeah, definitely got to stop. You have a super impact, and what you do is quality. So it's going to get there. It's stuff that people need to see. It's quality. So it's definitely going to get there. Anything you need promoted, just hit me up. I'll make sure I share it for you.
I appreciate that.
I did briefly want to say to our people, Black people, there's a case down in Florida with a gentleman by the name of Otho Wallace, or Ozone. One of our Black soldiers sitting in his car, minding his own business, out in front of his own house. He's approached by a police officer who was on proactive patrol. And yeah, he's sitting in the car, minding his own business, bright yellow shirt on. So the police officer shine the light in his window. He goes to get out of the car to say, "Hey, what's going on?" The officer like put hands on him. It's like, "Oh, sit in the car, sit in the car." I mean, I have no Fourth Amendment rights. I don't have to talk to you. What's going on? What do you want? So the officer is basically trying to force him into the car. They tussle. Officer ends up being shot in the head. This brother is on trial for capital murder on a police officer. He's retained a lawyer. It's roughly $150,000, small sum for a huge community. Half of it's already paid.
Okay.
If you're interested in the case, I'm asking you to just go to on Instagram official legal the number 4 Wallace, official legal for Wallace, or you can go to www.othel.org. Just check it out. Check the story out. His story needs to be told because I feel like they're railroading him. I feel like if you approach someone and you're not operating inside the law, we've seen that story 1,000 times played out. This one, the person defended themselves, they defended their life, and they actually survived the encounter. And now, of course, they're being punished for that. And I don't think that's correct. We need to hear the full story. We need to hear both sides instantly. The day it happened, there's this huge media campaign. The police chief comes out. He's calling him a coward and all of these different things. They push that narrative heavy against him. But as someone who knows, he's a father, cares about his 5 small children, a soldier on the front line, the first person who had been in line to go and stand up for Black people. The first person who was going to go and check on that suspicious, suicide in the park and things like that. He's the first person that would have had our back. So I would like for you guys to just check it out and, just check it out.
Absolutely. And we'll see this clip, man. I'm gonna have to use that, bro.
Definitely.
We'll help him out a little bit. On that note, man, I just want to thank you, man. Thank you, family, for loaning you to us for an hour. Appreciate your time, your energy, and your wisdom, bro. And if there's anything I can do for you, don't hesitate to let me know.
Definitely. Same.
All right, no doubt, man. On that note, we out.
Yes, sir. You have a good one.
All right, you too.